Joining us on the line to bring us the updates on the government shutdown is Senator Dave McCormick from Pennsylvania. Senator McCormick, thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Hey, Ben. Good to see you.
So why don't we talk about the news that's on no one's mind, actually, the government shutdown. By polling data, Americans don't seem extraordinarily perturbed about the government shutdown at the moment, mainly because they think that it will come to some sort of end, and they don't really understand why Democrats are preventing the shutdown from ending. According to Harry Enton over at CNN, the president's poll ratings have not moved one iota. If anything, they've actually risen a point since the beginning of the government shutdown. For folks who are not familiar, why exactly is the government shut down right now?
Well, this is something that's usually standard fare, which is a continuing resolution, which is just to keep the spending at the same levels while you're finalizing the appropriations process. That's what Republicans have proposed and voted for. That happened 14 times under Joe Biden. Republicans supported it. The Democrats are trying to use that continuing resolution, a clean continuing resolution, no politics, to use that as leverage to blackmail Republicans to make a bunch of concessions, to undo some of the things that were in the big, beautiful bill, and to approve additional tax subsidies from Obamacare that were put in place during COVID. So it's literally holding government blackmail. So air traffic controllers, Border Patrol, federal workers, the military, all don't get paid until the Democrats relent and essentially let us get back to business. It's the Schumer shutdown. And I think they're in a cul-de-sac. I think they believed that this was the right thing to do politically, and it was going to help them show that they were fighting back against President Trump, when in reality, it's just bad policy. And I'll never support shutting down the government. We should be able to find ways through this. That's a bad policy. Senator Fetterman, my fellow Pennsylvanian, he and I agree on that. Regardless of what party is in power, it doesn't make sense to shut down the government. I've supported legislation by James Langford to ensure that doesn't happen again.
Well, Senator McCormick, Kevin Hassett of the National Economic Council, he has suggested that the government shutdown could end this week. Are you seeing any movement on the part of Democrats to end this? Maybe more moderate Democrats coming over to the side of ending the government shutdown?
I don't see anything in the foreseeable future, to be honest with you. I've spoken to a number of those moderate Democrats. I think that they believe, at least for the time being, that there's some political advantage here, which is a sad commentary. Perhaps in the coming weeks, and days and weeks, as the impact starts to grow, I think the pressure may ultimately lead them to relent. In Pennsylvania, 100,000 federal workers. The big thing that's happening now is there's 2 million recipients of SNAP benefits. These are people that are often living paycheck to paycheck. They're no longer receiving those SNAP benefits, and they won't receive them until the government is open. So if you think about the Democrats saying they're trying to help working people, this is about healthcare for working people. This is really putting an enormous amount of pain and pressure on working people because SNAP benefits and other things, the people that are employed by the government aren't getting paid. So I think that pressure is going to grow, but I don't see anything in the foreseeable future.
This fall, I'm joining the Good Ranchers community in getting back to the table at least once a week between now and Thanksgiving. My family and I will be turning off the phones, turning off the TV, gathering around our table no matter what story is breaking. Truthfully, this isn't a hard ask for us because we do this all the time, but everyone should do this because the dinner table is where good stuff happens. It's also where my kids fight and shout at each other and everything. But I will tell you that the dinner table time is so important. It's when the kids engage with each other. It's when they tell us about their day. It's when they feel seen and heard. Well, you should do the same with 100% American meat. Locally sourced from American family farms and ranches, delivered straight to your door. People at my company, they've been using Good Ranchers like nobody's business. And we have like a set of toddlers in our office, and basically they are living only off of Good Ranchers, the children of our employees, not our actual employees. Right now, you get $40 off plus free meat for life when you subscribe with my code Ben. That's Ben for $40 off and free meat for life. GoodRanchers.com. Let's get back to the table and do it in the right way with good old-fashioned American beef. Go check it out right now, GoodRanchers.com, and get $40 off plus free meat for life when you subscribe with code Ben. And Senator McCormick, you mentioned Senator Fetterman a moment ago, and it really is quite astonishing that Senator Fetterman appears to be one of the only semi-rational Democrats who is around at this point. He has come out against the government shutdown. He has praised the president for accomplishments in the Middle East. And yet Democrats apparently are now targeting Senator Fetterman for a primary challenge in a purple state that, again, President Trump has now won 2 out of the last 3 election cycles. You're a Republican senator from that state. What do you make of the Democratic Party that's basically saying to Senator Fetterman, who has very high approval ratings among Republicans and pretty good approval ratings among independents, that they're saying you don't belong in our party anymore, despite the fact that he votes with President Trump a grand total of 6% of the time?
Right. I think it's a sad commentary on the Democratic Party, which has lurched to the left. Here in John Fetterman, you have a guy, he and I are friends. We have found a way to work together, but he and I disagree on many things. He votes, as you said, as a Democrat most of the time. What's different about him is he speaks authentically. He speaks truthfully. He doesn't buy into this radical liberal orthodoxy, which where he ultimately is attacking Israel or embracing anti-Semitism. That's what his party has become. And so as a consequence, you have a guy here that speaks truth, votes as a Democrat most of the time, looks for ways to collaborate with me and others when he can to help Pennsylvania, to help the country. And the radical left has turned against him for that very reason. He's very popular in Pennsylvania, as you said. He's got a lot of support from independents and Republicans and Democrats. I think he's a pretty formidable guy. So I wouldn't write him off yet.
Senator Dave McCormick, really appreciate the time. Thanks for stopping by for an update.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Ben.
Well, that's all for now, folks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. Be sure to check out all of the other great content on my channel. I'll see you here next time.